Joining us now on the Savage Nation for his exclusive update on the healthcare non-debate is Robert Scott Bell.
Thanks, Michael. This week, we're going to follow up with a story we covered last week on the Savage Nation, and this was out of Europe. The news that they had basically started banning dietary mineral supplements. And this goes back to the 1960s when something came out of the United Nations called Codex Alimentarius. And that's a mouthful, but it's not good and nutritious because what the guideline was, or the thought form was, that they wanted to basically water down the nutrients available to people of planet Earth down to such low levels that they would be negligible into their impact on health from a positive perspective. Of course, it would be claimed that it would be in the name of safety. We want to harmonize all of the world's laws, make them the same. Have we heard of this globalist agenda? It's not new. And as I said, in a nutrient-based way, we recognize that the biggest threat to certain industries, believe it or not, the health of the people. Because when the people are healthy, not only, of course, do they need less medicines, less drugs, less intervention, but they have the ability to see with clarity the corruption within their governments, and ours included. And so as we promote ideas such as good nutrition and whole foods, unadulterated by man's arrogance, we have now the government, or let's say the party of big government. And you're thinking, wow, it must be the Democrats. They're striking again here. They'd like to see global governance, wouldn't they? But no, this week it comes from the other party of big government, the Republicans. That's right. News this week breaking, John McCain. John McCain. Would things have really been different if he were president? He has now put forward some legislation in the Senate, a new bill that would attack Americans' access to supplements and would repeal key sections of what is known as the Dietary Supplement Health and Education Act of 1994. Michael, this is actually one of the better things that came out of this so-called Republican Revolution and the contract with America, or for America or on America. I mean, these are arguments now as we look back because the growth of government still shot through the roof under their reign as well. But that was a good thing in 1994. The American people spoke. It was a grassroots movement. More letters, cards, phone calls, whatever they have, faxes to Congress than at any time in history since the Vietnam police action. So this was huge. And the Americans were heard, and they passed this protective mechanism so that dietary supplements couldn't be arbitrarily taken off the market unless they were proved to be truly harmful. So now McCain comes out and says, hey, we need to protect the American public even more. As if what the federal government actually protects the American public. Let's just look at the track record of the Food and Drug Administration, shall we? And this happened, we've covered this on the Savage Nation as well. It bears repeating, though. The Barbara Starfield report published in the JAMA Journal in 2000, showing that 225,000 Americans die every year due to FDA-approved medicines, drugs. Now, safety, apparently not the issue. Do they work? Well, we've covered also these SSRI drugs that don't even work, better than placebo. So what are we left with here? 225,000. Let's just take 2 years, for instance, here. So we can maybe educate John McCain on the Savage Nation right here, right now. That means 500,000, 500,000 Americans in the last 2 years have died due to FDA-approved meds. Okay, that's in the journals. No big deal, right? It is a big deal if you have a culture or believe in a culture of life. But I apparently I can't seem to find that in a big government Republican Party, much less the big government Democrat Party. So what does this mean? How many? Because maybe we should give McCain the benefit of the doubt. Perhaps there are untold scores of deaths due to dietary supplements, food supplements. Could that be the case? Maybe McCain's really looking out for us. Do you know how many deaths were attributed to dietary supplements over the last 2 years? The same time frame where 500,000 Americans perished due to FDA-approved drugs. Turns out it's a big, fat goose egg. Zero deaths. So the U.S. National Poison Data System reports 0 deaths. In fact, we look at all the natural supplements that are out there, and there are loads of them. There are literally hundreds of billions of doses happening throughout the United States every year. Hundreds of billions is an understatement, and 0 deaths. Now we're including vitamin A, C, D, E, vitamins B, multivitamins. We're talking about herbal products like blue cohosh, echinacea, ginkgo biloba, ginseng, kava kava, St. John's wort, valerian, yohimbe, Asian medicines, Ayurvedic medicines, or any other botanical. No deaths, not even from creatine, blue-green algae, nothing from glucosamine or chondroitin, no deaths on melatonin, and of course, obviously, no deaths from a homeopathic medicine. And so when we're looking at all these things, we look at the minerals. Maybe they're dangerous minerals, Michael. No, evidently nobody died from calcium, nor magnesium, nor chromium or zinc, not even colloidal silver, selenium, iron, or multi-mineral supplements. This is astonishing. Why we need more bureaucracy, more FDA regulation, more oversight coming from a Republican?
That's crazy.
Where is the free market? Where is the acknowledgement of the danger of that which is government approved and sanctioned? We should be encouraging innovation in the natural healing realm. You want to really clear up the problem with the disease management? Just free up all the natural substances so people can know what they are and if they want to use them or not. It's not that difficult. Not that difficult.